Hi, I'm Rich Torrey. Welcome to another Level Up Cartooning. All you ever need to follow along with me is a pencil and paper. It doesn't get any easier than that, right? Okay, before we get started, a programming note. For all those still waiting for me to finish the Ninja Turtles, bear with me. I promise we'll be getting to the remaining 3. In the meantime, we've been rudely interrupted by me starting to draw some of the characters from the new Hulu reboot of Matt Groening's Futurama. We started with the main protagonist of the show, Philip J. Fry, or more commonly known as Fry. And then last week, we drew the lovely Taranga Leela, or Leela Taranga. Let's just call her Leela. And today, we're going to draw the fan favorite, the one and only Bender Bending Rodriguez, otherwise known as Bender. Bender, who is Fry's best friend, is the cigar-chomping, drinking, gambling, high-tech industrial metalworking robot with an affinity for turtles, penguins, and Napoleon Bonaparte. Bender is a lot of fun to draw because he's made up of some easy to understand and fairly simple shapes with very simple bendable appendages. But, as some of you have heard me say before, don't let that fool you. Sometimes the simplest characters can be tough to draw because there aren't a lot of little details to distract the viewer from the fact that you didn't draw the simple stuff exactly right. I put Stewie from Family Guy in that category as well. That said, I still think Bender is a really fun character to draw, and I hope you'll give it a shot. Before I get started, make sure you hit the thumbs up and the subscribe button, as it helps this channel to grow, and hit the bell so you never miss a lesson. All right, so let's get started with Bender from Futurama. We're going to draw Bender step by step, giving you the secret formula to be able to draw him again and again. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know I normally use the character's head to figure out how big the entire character is. Bender is just over 3 heads tall. In other words, however tall his metal noggin is, not including his antenna, his entire body is just over 3 of those tall. Anyway, what do you say we start with that roadmap for Bender from Futurama? So there's our roadmap for Bender. Now we're on to step 2. In this step, we do what I call roughing out the features. I want to remind you that until the third and final step, you want to draw as light as possible. You'll see that I use guidelines to help you know where to put Bender's eyes and mouth. Notice he doesn't have a nose. Also notice he sports the same recessed lower jaw that many of Matt Groening's characters have. Remember, we don't want those guidelines in the final drawing, so you want to draw them light enough to be able to erase them easily. Okay? So let's rough out the features for Bender. Okay, so there are the roughed out features for Bender from Futurama. So now with the roadmap done and the features roughed out, it's time for that final step. In step 3, we get to have fun. We get to draw the final details of our somewhat debauched droid, Bender. We don't have to guess where to put things because we've already done all the hard work to figure that out. It's at this point that I always remind you to be present. In other words, don't be impatient. You don't want to just mindlessly retrace over the lines you've already drawn. As you draw that final line, you want to be thinking about how you might improve it, staying vigilant until the very end. Okay? So let's draw in the details for Bender. And that's how you do it. There you have it, another one of the main stars of Matt Groening's Futurama and a fan favorite, Bender Rodriguez. So how do you think you did? Understand if you've never drawn Bender before, then you can't expect to have drawn him perfectly. Remember what I said at the beginning of this video. Sometimes the simplest characters can be difficult to draw, and Bender definitely falls into that category. Those perfect clean shapes with nothing to distract from the fact that you didn't draw them perfectly. You notice I don't spend time coloring Bender during this video because I want my lesson to focus solely on the drawing process. But now you have the secret formula, the process for drawing Bender. And with that you can draw him again and again, and by all means color him when you're done. I promise each time you draw him, it'll be a little better and a little easier. I also promise the more you work with me, the better you're going to get at all of your cartoon characters. So I'd love to see your drawing of Bender. If you can, take a picture and post it on either Facebook or Instagram, and don't forget to include the hashtag #LevelUpCartooning. So I think we're going to draw one more character from Futurama next week. And then I promise we'll get back to our Ninja Turtles. Let me know in the comments if you think you know who it is. I hope you had as much fun as I did with this one. Remember to subscribe, and thanks for joining me. Until next time, keep drawing, my friends.